Hi guys, welcome back to my video. I'm Tammy. Hopefully you got past my very first video, the journey testimony of my life to Yeshua, to Jesus here, and how we got God in the Hair Ministry, because I can't just do one long video. It's steps. It's steps that took me here, and I believe that everybody has a journey and a testimony to tell, and I believe it takes steps to get to where you are. And so if you got past my first video, when I was a kid and seeing what I saw, just to put a little bit more into that, in 2007, I went to a Paracon event up here, Paranormal State in State College, PA, and I had met a psychic at that time. His name was Chris Fleming, and ended up having lunch with him, and I told him my story about these beings that I saw. And all my life I searched and tried to figure out what I saw, because I didn't know what I saw. So you have to watch that video. But he told me that they were called nymphs, and it was amazing because he had drawn a picture of what I saw. And he said he had seen these beings when he was a child. So I believe that these things are show themselves to kids, and this is what kids see. I mean, kids are more attuned to the afterlife, or the not afterlife, but the behind the veil. Things show themselves to kids because they can see them. And so anyway, so that was kind of interesting because he saw the same things, and he said they were demons. Well, the lowest form of demons, he said they were called nymphs, is what the word was he used. But I have more research on that I can fill you in later with. But anyway, going from there, we moved out of the house that was haunted in about 5th grade. I don't know if the house was haunted or more like haunting me, but anyway, went into 5th grade or 6th grade. I went to a new school, and we moved a couple miles from that house, and that house actually got sold, and I think they made apartments out of it for a few years, and now it is actually the parking lot of a local bar and restaurant in downtown Oak Haven. But moving on, so the next event that happened in my life is something that'll probably get me locked up in a funny farm or something, but it's my it's my story so far. So I am in a new house and going to a new school, and a normal kid, just went in a roller skating rink, and just normal. And laying in bed one day in my new house, I was frozen in time, and I look up in my closet, and there are these beings like about this tall. They look about the size of Barbie dolls. There's about 6 of them, I'm going to say. And they were golden. They almost looked like Tinkerbell, but they were like fairies of some sort. And they were chirping, and I couldn't move, so I was like held down, I was just frozen. I was trying to scream. I heard my mom out in the kitchen, but I could not get a peep out of my mouth. And I don't know what they wanted. They were just scary, and I just heard all this chirping noise going on, like they were like loud. And then eventually, I don't know how, but I got up and I went running out there, and I told my mom about these beings, and we went in and looked, and there was nothing there, obviously. But what is wild about this, this is crazy stuff, right? Okay, so I'm still on my journey. I'm still, walking towards Jesus, right? I'm still walking towards Jesus. I was a believer, but I wasn't walking the walk, walking the talk. But, I mean, I was kind of walking the walk, but I just was not like going to church or anything like that. My family was not church going all the time. We'd go once in a while. But so anyway, with these things, later on in life, like just like a few years ago, a local historian wrote a newspaper article. This is what's wild. He writes a newspaper article, and it was like, I think it was around Halloween time or something. A story about a woman from Germany. Her and her husband had captured some bears. I guess she was like the queen of fairies over there. This woman took care of fairies in Germany, right? This is like back in the 1800s, something like that. I don't have the exact date. I have to get the article out. But anyway, she wanted to come to America. They were coming to America, and she stole some fairies, put them in a bag, and moved out to Woodward Township, where my house was, that I saw these fairies, okay? And she left them loose, and they multiplied, I guess, all over in that area. And so the rumor is that there are fairies out in that area, so Swissdale area, and that this woman died at an old age, and she is buried there, and there's a rumor that these fairies dance on her grave at a certain year on her death every year. I did not go to the graveyard. I did not go there. I have no clue if that part's true. All I can say is I saw fairies in my house, and it was in Woodward Township, Swissdale area. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. These are things that happen to me almost all along my life. Besides that, dreams and different things of end-of-world dreams. I've had a lot of those. Stuff about crossing the Constitution Bridge, and in the middle of the bridge, like I saw Jesus coming out of the sky in a cloud, and water came down and flooded both sides of the riverbank. And I had this dream over and over and over again. And I saw people screaming and dying, the bridge cracked in two, and I had to pick for the right or the left. And I always jumped to the left. And I'd wake up, and I'd have this dream over and over again. And one time I had I think it was a wagon. I had a wagon with me, and I was walking across the bridge, and the same thing happened, and this dream just keeps coming. It's a recurring dream that I had for a long time. So I knew that Jesus was knocking on my door. I just didn't know exactly how to find my way to him fully, you know. And then when I kind of got, I think it was 18, is when I went with my mom. My parents were going through a divorce, and that was rough on all of us. And I remember my mom was in this church group, so I went with her, and I actually got saved. And that was the most fascinating. They laid their hands on me and prayed over me. I think it's called the Praise Center. And I had felt, and words cannot describe it, because there is no love like it here on earth. And yes, you experience love, and you have love for your children, you have love for your husband or family members, whatever, but this love resonated through you, through your whole body. It was just something that you cannot describe the love. And when they laid their hands on me, I felt the presence of Jesus there. And I did learn I had spoken in tongues. I don't know what it means. There wasn't an interpreter there. I mean, I pray that with Jesus, or I pray that when I pray sometimes. But, so that is another story, because after I was saved, some other things happened to me. And that was quite a journey itself. So that was a wild, wild journey. So that'll be my next video. And it's pretty wild because yeah, I was ran over by a tractor trailer truck. So I will save that for my next video. So I hope that you are enjoying the journey and the stories. And if you have something that is close to this, or a story or anything, get in touch with me. I'd love to sit on camera and talk to you about it. But in the meantime, I hope you have a nice evening. God bless you. Good night.